I was 17 when this happened. I babysat for a family that lived about 10 minutes from my house. They had 2 kids, Ethan, who was 8, and his little sister Ava, who was 5. I'd been watching them for almost a year, so the house felt familiar. Nothing about the job ever felt unusual. One Friday night, their parents left around 6:30. The routine was always the same. Pizza, a movie, brush teeth, bed by 9. Then I sat downstairs watching TV until the parents came home. Easy money. The house sat in a quiet suburban neighborhood where everyone seemed to know each other. Nothing bad ever happened there. At least that's what I thought. Around 8:30, I helped the kids get ready for bed. While I was reading Ava a story, Ethan kept glancing toward his bedroom door. I finally asked him what was wrong. He shrugged. Nothing. Ava immediately answered for him. He thinks somebody's upstairs. Ethan looked embarrassed. Not somebody. Then what? He hesitated. I heard talking earlier? I laughed. The TV was probably on? No. He shook his head. It sounded like a man. Kids imagine things, especially at night. I didn't think much about it. I tucked them in and turned off the lights. By 9 o'clock, I was downstairs alone. The house was quiet. I made some tea and started scrolling through my phone. Then I heard a sound. A soft thump directly above me. I paused. The kids sometimes got out of bed. That was normal. A minute later, another sound. A slow creak, like someone walking. I looked toward the ceiling, then laughed at myself. Old houses make noises. Heat vents, wood settling, nothing unusual. I kept watching TV. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed. It was Ethan. The text read, "Are you upstairs?" I stared at it, then replied, "No." 3 dots appeared immediately, then another message. Then who's walking in the hallway? My stomach tightened. I sat very still, listening. Nothing. The house was silent again. I texted back, probably the house making noises. No response. A few seconds later, my phone rang. It was Ethan. I answered. Before I could speak, he whispered, "Someone just walked past my door." Every hair on my arm stood up. "Ethan, stop messing around." "I'm not." His voice sounded genuinely scared. Then I heard Ava crying in the background. I stood up. Suddenly, I felt ridiculous. I was the adult. Well, almost. I grabbed my phone and headed upstairs. The hallway was dark. Nothing seemed unusual. I checked every room. Both kids were sitting upright in Ethan's room, terrified. I checked closets, bathrooms, guest rooms, nothing. Eventually, I calmed them down. I stayed upstairs until they fell asleep. Then, I came back down. 10 minutes later, I heard it again. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Directly above me. Except I was directly below the attic access. And nobody should have been up there. I froze. The sound stopped. Then came a scrape. Like something dragging across wood. I immediately called the parents. No answer. Then I called 911. Police arrived within minutes. 2 officers searched the house. One of them opened the attic. Then he immediately called for backup. A man was hiding up there. Apparently, he'd been living in vacant homes around the area. The officer later told us they found food wrappers, blankets, and a flashlight. Nobody knows how long he'd been entering that house. The thought that still bothers me is this. Ethan heard him before I did. And if he'd stayed quiet that night, I probably never would have called the police.